Why can't Janet sue you?
I'm invisible.
You're invisible? Why are you invisible?
So a G-H-O-S-T.
On August 30th, 1977, Jeanne, the 11-year-old daughter, came to her mother, Peggy Hodgson, with a horrified face. She told her mother about how her brother's bed suddenly shook violently for no apparent reason. That night, Peggy heard a loud noise from upstairs, which she couldn't ignore. She immediately went into her children's room to check what was happening. When she entered the room, the sight before her eyes startled her. The drawer suddenly moved strangely, as if it was moving towards the door by itself. She couldn't believe her eyes. At this point, Peggy realized that her family was dealing with a dark, invisible force. Peggy Hodgson, the mother, and her 4 children all had to endure strange and frightening supernatural phenomena. Every night, they heard chilling knocks from the wall. So terrified that they couldn't bear it, they decided that everyone had to sleep together in one room with the lights on. However, things got even worse. The knocks on the wall not only didn't stop, but they became more intense every day. Peggy Hodgson had no choice but to rely on the help of her neighbours, Vic and Peggy Nottingham, a couple living nearby, came to check the Hodgson house after hearing strange stories. However, they also couldn't explain the strange phenomena that were happening. In fact, they were even threatened by the invisible entity, to the point where they were terrified and dared not return to that house anymore. Day by day, the Enfield house became more terrifying than ever. Peggy could no longer bear it, fearing that someone was hiding in the house. She decided to call the police. The officers came to inspect the house and declared that they had witnessed a chair moving on its own without anyone touching it. But that was just the beginning. The more people came to investigate, the more frequently strange phenomena occurred. Toys flew around the room, as if thrown by an invisible force. In an empty room, the sound of a dog barking could be heard. Lights flickered, coins fell out, and furniture would spin or flip over without being touched. And then, one day, the iron stove in an upstairs bedroom was torn from the wall. Police officer Carolyn Heaps also witnessed a rocking chair being lifted and moved across the floor. Over 30 witnesses saw similar strange phenomena in the house, including cold drafts, puddles appearing on the floor, strange drawings on the walls, and matches spontaneously igniting. Jeanne, Peggy's eldest daughter, was even photographed being lifted in her bedroom by an invisible force. Jeanne recounted, "The woman saw me spinning around and hitting my head on the window. I thought I could really break the doors and fly right outside." The scariest thing was, when Jeanne began speaking in the voice of an unknown man, he identified himself as Bill Wilkins and revealed that he had died in a rocking chair downstairs after suffering a brain hemorrhage. This was later confirmed by Mr. Wilkins' son, who had lived in the house before the Hodgson family moved in.
Can you tell me whether you remember what happened to you when you died? Just before you died and just after you died?
Days before I died, I went blind. Then I had an hemorrhage and I fell asleep and I died in a chair in the corner downstairs.
In 1978, a priest visited the Hodgson family in hopes of helping them escape the terrifying supernatural phenomena The presence of the priest brought some peace to the family. The disturbances significantly decreased, but did not completely disappear. Peggy Hodgson, the brave mother, still occasionally heard strange noises in the house. It seemed that, despite the intervention of the priest, the invisible entity refused to leave. Billy, Jonette's younger brother, also couldn't escape the haunting. He always felt like someone was watching him, although he couldn't see it. Billy knew he was never truly alone. In 1979, the terrifying events suddenly stopped, although the Hodgson family insisted that they hadn't done anything to prevent this strange phenomenon. After Peggy Hodgson passed away, Claire Bennett and her 4 sons moved into the house. They also experienced similar strange experiences, with Claire feeling like someone was watching her. The children were often awakened by creepy voices from the wall at night. Claire's 15-year-old son, Shocker, even saw a man walk into his room. After enduring for 2 months, the family decided to move out. The stories about the Enfield house remain a mystery, and to this day, there is no exact explanation for the strange phenomena happening there. Thank you for watching. If you have any information about this event, please comment below.